morning. Final update from Ireland before we jump on a ferry. So today's Tuesday. We start racing on Friday. So we get the ferry tomorrow to Pembroke. We visit some family for a night and then we make our way over to Devizes. I suppose this last few days for me is about recovery. I had a 44-kilometre race in Belgium on Sunday, so I got back very late Sunday night, early Monday morning, so it's just been a case of recovery. So the race over there probably similar to day one, just canal, although lots of twists and turns in the canal, like tight sharp little turns, which was different, but shallow in places, so a lot of drag. And I borrowed a board over there too, so I'm sort of using something a little bit slower than I'm used to, a bit more drag in it, but happy days. Planning's done, training is done. It's just a case now of jump on the water and go for it. My final water session here in Ireland. I have another race the weekend after, so trying a slightly different board for that one, just to the rules of that race, so have to use a slightly different board. But yeah, all is good. In terms of support crew setup plan, I'm keeping it very simple. I've sort of broken down each stage of the race into like 20-kilometre-ish zones, and then my support crew, which is my lovely wife, Lynn, she will sort of meet me there. And literally I have a waist belt that carries 1.5 litres of fluids. I'll change that. I'll restock my pocket with gels and I suppose food, and then away I go. So I think I have one stop planned day one and then two the rest of the time, and that can change. Like, she'll be keeping an eye on the tracker. She has friends here in Ireland have given me every coordinate for every lock or meeting point along the whole route, so it'd be easy enough. She's followed me on non-stop 200-kilometre races in the Netherlands and stuff before, so as a support crew she's pretty well versed and understands how it runs. But yeah, so pretty much ready to go here in Ireland. Like that, jumping on the ferry, tip across, and then we're racing and starting to enjoy the DW. So looking forward to seeing everyone on the start line, and looking forward to seeing everyone when we get to London at the finish on Monday. There's only 2 of us in the stand-up paddleboard division, so can't miss us. Keep an eye out for myself, and give us a shout, and then Emily as well. So definitely can't miss the 2 of us. We'll be the weird-looking people standing up in their kayaks. So we'll see you on Friday.
So with every DW, it has its challenges. This year will be potentially headwind and low flow on the river, so making it difficult to build our schedule, because will it give us much of a lift or not? And then also we're late onto the tideway. So for us, we've been looking at full cover spray decks to keep the water out. So we'll just put those on at Teddington, and our pump working. I have spent hours with our pump in the sink. This will make the boys laugh, the team anti-pump. I've got loads of different valves here and bits and bobs, trying to get them to work. And in the end, I just took the one out of my K1 and she works a dream. Any waves coming into our boat will be swiftly pumped out by it, Fiona. So that's it. I think we're pretty much ready to go. We're just doing the final tweaks. Shopping orders coming, top it up, childcare sorted, dog care sorted. Just to think about the actual race now. I'm really excited. Can't wait to get to Devizes and get going and get all the way to Westminster. That's the goal. Okay, so this shouldn't be able to happen. So listen, I can pull air through. Ready? Yeah, but listen. So that means that one of the valves is leaking. But so if I push through, let's see if we can hear which one. Okay, so it's one of those.
Got it.
Okay, so this is my K1 pump. Ready?
Yep.
Look at that. Let's show the water coming out. So the week before DW is admin heavy, well, for me. So I have been doing a couple of things, found car parks, booked it for all the cars, made sure that we know which people are in which vehicle. We've set a date for a briefing, so we'll brief them Friday night on what we need, and then we'll let them decide what they want to do, when and where. But they need a schedule, they need to know what times we're doing. So I have been doing all my geeky work. Let me see if I can show this to you here. So that is the schedule. I've split it out into kind of 3 different times because I'm not entirely certain what the wind and the water is going to do. So what I do is I do a load of scenario mapping to then know roughly when we want to start. Then I go looking to see who might want to start with us, because the long pound is really long and boring. So found a crew that I think is going to move at about the same speed as us. They seem to be game. So that's really, really awesome, because otherwise, it's a long first 17 miles or whatever it is, numb bottom territory. So yeah, really looking forward to hopefully sharing the work and the load down there. Just got to hope that this wind goes away and that we get a little bit of rain in the river. If not, that's fine. Our schedule's got plenty of bunts in it. But yeah, so this is the hive mind and the geek area. And then also getting all the kit ready. So I'm starting to build the kit that I'm going to need. I'm a Lucozade kind of girl. Mix that with water all the way down into my bottles. We'll do a bit of Camelback as well at the start of the race. Made sure I've got the right ones.
Hey, it's Team King. We're getting ready for D-Day or DW Day on Friday. So we're just doing some last bits of planning, which is really over to Alan now, because my job is to be on the water and paddling. And his job is to keep me on the water and keep me paddling. So Al, a couple of questions for you. Any strategies you're deploying when we're meeting up?
I think the key thing is obviously keeping Emily fueled, really. That's the priority. So we're going to probably aim to meet her between every sort of 90 minutes to 2 hours, effectively, during the paddle. If we feel that she needs more than that, then obviously we can make the stops a bit more frequent. But certainly at the beginning, we'll start with probably a 90-minute frequency to allow her to really get into her paddling.
And in terms of any spots you don't want to stop at and why, in our learnings when we've been doing our training, what have you got to say about that?
There's a few places I might not go back to. Windsor was really difficult, actually. In fact, getting from Bray to Windsor in time from the stop around Bray, you have to go quite a long way around to get to Windsor, and then actually Windsor Town was just a nightmare with the traffic. So I'm thinking bank holiday weekend, it's not going to be great. So I might just try and dodge that altogether and sort of meet either side of it. So that's probably the main one. As we get towards London, there's some other issues potentially as well, but we didn't really get to trial that out as much. I'm not so sure yet.
Yeah, so it'll be a work in progress, but of course we're always in fail safe, so I'll always carry enough to keep myself going. So if Al can't get to a stop, then I can obviously fuel myself along the way as well, which is great. So yeah, no, super excited. Looking at the weather, not great for us up in terms of some of the wind coming through, but we'll just plough on through. That'll make our times a little bit longer. And yeah, just plenty of fuel, not get too dehydrated, and lots of rest in the meantime. So yeah, super excited. Are you ready? I think your job's harder than mine, actually, as a crew.
I think it is, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
We'll see how the marriage goes over the weekend anyway.